Money isn't real. If you know what you have, you don't have much. And once you reach a certain level of money, you don't even know what you have, and you certainly don't own what you have. Outside entities, which you may have a stake in, own what you have. People who have a lot of money understand. It's very difficult for me to even say how much money I have, but I can have anything I want, anytime I want.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Mark Casera here, and today we're going to be looking at Andrew Tate. If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, you've been living underneath a rock or in your basement for too long, and you need to get your head out of the sand. Andrew Tate has been making a name for himself since the early 2000s. He is a no-holds-barred, unfiltered entertainer and content creator. And I call him that because he says just about anything to get the views. Whether it's right or wrong or politically correct or not, he says what he wants and he just doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He's been on major publications and he's been all over YouTube on major podcasts. And I'm going to show you a few clips of his on the internet right now to give you a brief idea of what this guy's all about. But first and foremost, we want to let you know who he is, how he came to be, and what his net worth is. Andrew Tate is an American-British former cruiserweight kickboxer. He's a vlogger, commentator, and businessman who has a net worth as of 2022 of $250 million. He said in a recent interview that he was broke for a very long time, made his first million by the age of 27, and by 32 years old, he made $100 million, and now he's the world's first trillionaire, essentially making him richer than Elon Musk himself. Let's cut over to a clip where Andrew Tate was recently featured on the Pump podcast, Anthony Pompliano. And here's where you'll start to see a little bit of his worldview.
When you think about where the world's headed, what is the solution?
Okay, that's a good question. And I can only find one solution.
Okay.
And this is kind of where I'm going to do a small plug. But I run an organization called the War Room. And the organization,
all right, what is that?
It's a global organization which is based around preparing for the future that we're going to live in. All the things I was saying to do pre-corona, and they've been amazing during corona. It's almost like I predicted corona itself. You know, when Noah built the ark, he was a crazy right-wing conspiracy theorist until it started to rain, right? Now he's not crazy anymore. And the ark was open for everybody. It wasn't just the animals who said, come get on my ark. I've got the answer. And they're like, yeah, crazy. You're crazy, bro. Till it starts to rain. If corona isn't a little sprinkle of rain for you as an individual, then you can turn off the podcast because then there's something wrong with you, right? So I run an organization which is primarily based around living off grid is no longer possible as an individual. We all live on grid to some degree. So what I've done is I live on as many grids as possible. So I have over 7 passports. I have over 15 driver's licenses. I have residencies in over 30 countries. I have banks in 40 countries, let's say, right? So the goal being that no one government controls my life. So during this corona lockdown, I've gone to 16 countries. So I'd go to enter the Czech Republic, for example. I'd try and give my American passport. No, you're banned because of corona. English, you're banned because of corona. Estonian, okay, you can come in. I'm the same guy. I'm the same person, right? I have corona or I don't, but a different passport gets me in, right? So this goes to show the only way to really try and achieve true freedom is firstly, you need to remove a single government's control over your life. You need to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go to Singapore. I have a residency there, and I have a Singaporean bank account. And I'm going to sit there. And if anyone has a trouble with me, I'm just going to turn my phone off and I'm going to ignore their emails. This is where I live now. And they're not going to extradite me because I'm a resident. Unless you're on Interpol's top 10 list, they're probably not going to, what can they really do, right? The first thing you need to do is get more passports, more residencies. And it's not impossible, it's just a headache. But through Ancestry, most people watching this through Ancestry can say, I'm Irish, I'm this, that. You can do it all, right? That's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is get rich. And this is unfortunate, but it's true. It's about to be have-nots and have-yachts. That's the world we're about to live in. As things get polarized, as inflation continues to go through the roof, the people who own assets are going to get wealthy beyond belief, and the people who own nothing are never going to stand a hope of ever acquiring an asset. If you're in my position, like I was, the reason I traveled to 17 countries during the strictest corona lockdowns is because I had 7 passports and private jets. I'll get in. I'll find out which passport works. I'll book a private jet. All the commercial flights are canceled. Doesn't matter to me. Boom, I land. So what do you do as an individual? You need either the War Room or we're a lot deeper than that. I've given the very base view, right? Or you need to get a bunch of residencies, a bunch of passports, and you need to start preparing for the future because the future is based on enslavement. That's what it's based on. It's based on removing your freedoms under the guise of safety, telling you you're going to be safe, removing all your freedom as an individual to keep you believing the lies and paying taxes and being a good slave until you die. That's what they need you to do. They need you to pay taxes and die. They're not interested in anything else. And as long as people start to wake up, as people start to think more freely, they're going to do more and more extreme measures to keep us in our place.
As you can see, Andrew Tate has a lot of opinions on a lot of different things, but supposedly he has this organization called the War Room that gets things done. He talked about it in several other podcasts. We'll jump over to a podcast called the Full Send Podcast in just a minute, where he's going to be talking about something very similar. He has basically a round table of very, very wealthy individuals, uber wealthy, people that aren't necessarily known for their wealth, but they have money and they get things done, which means he says, supposedly, governments of countries come to him to get things done. Whatever that means, you can take it as you want. Now, he has lots of different views. He has different views about women. He has different views about getting wealthy, about achieving wealth, making money, making your money work for you. But at the end of the day, he calls it all about slavery. How these governments want to control you. They want to keep you in this little confined bubble, and they want to control you, making you do certain things and making you comply. And that's why he says it's important to have different residencies all over the world. It reminds me of another guy called the Nomad Capitalists, who helps people get passports and residencies in different countries. Now, that's not the first time that I've heard this. I've actually heard it from several very, very wealthy people that they purposely go and get residencies in different countries so that, just like Tate says, no one government can control either them or their money. There's an old saying that says, he who controls your money controls the decisions that you make.
Are you trying to keep up being like as viral as you are forever? Or not forever, but like for...
This is stage one of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. The conquest is continuing.
So this is just the beginning. Because like a lot of people are saying like you're going to fall off soon. This is just your 15 minutes.
No problem.
What's your take on that?
That's fine. I've been around the internet for a very long time, and I'm building systems which are very sustainable, right? The War Room is a very sustainable thing. I don't care if all this virality gets me one good War Room member who can do what I need him to do or fill a gap in our organization, which are very few and far between, then I still win, right? So that's the War Room. Then we have Hustlers University. The reason I started Hustlers University is because I was arguing with someone about how pointless the modern education system is. I think the modern education system is nothing but an indoctrination machine. I think they use it to indoctrinate the youth. I think it's a waste of fucking time.
What, to brainwash people?
To brainwash people, of course they do. And it's actually, because I can talk forever, the world is a spider's web, right? Everything extrapolates from everything else. And most people are not capable of understanding that nearly every single idea or habit or lifestyle which is propagated mainstream by the Matrix is done so with a Trojan horse. So even the educational system.
Meaning with a hidden agenda?
With a hidden agenda. So even if you look at things like women's rights, women need rights, women need protecting, women should be equal under the law, completely agree.
They said they wanted women to work so people could pay more taxes, no?
They want people to work so they can pay more taxes, double the tax base. But you know what else they wanted them to work for?
Get the kids out of the...
To get the kids out of the influence of the parents, right? When the woman's at home and the father's at work, those children are learning from the woman who's probably learning from the father, and you get to instill your own beliefs in those children. Government doesn't want that. The government wants the children to belong to them. So they get the woman out of the house and they send you to school for as long as possible to reprogram you. This is why you will see YouTube videos of children arguing with their parents, and their parents will say that's not true, and the children will say, I learned in school that a man can be a zebra, or whatever they learned, and they start arguing with their own children. You don't own your own children's minds anymore, because your children's mind is owned by YouTube and the school, right? And the school will say to you, if your parents ever yell at you or get aggressive to you, you come to me, and we'll tell the police.
Actually, I think we said one point, we did a little research that John D. Rockefeller was one of the original people to invest in the General Education Fund. And he said, we want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers. And so if you do a little more research and you kind of go down that rabbit hole, you'll see that our whole education system up till now doesn't teach anybody about entrepreneurship or how to own their own business or how to run a company. It just teaches you how to be a good, faithful servant of the system. He does have quite a few points, but let's continue to listen in and see what this rabbit hole unveils.
The people you are learning from in school aren't even fucking rich. Your business professors never had a business. They're brokies. They're fucking broke. So school's a scam. And it's the biggest scam on earth. And the reason it's a scam, before I get into the meta point, the reason it's a scam is because it operates in a vacuum. It operates in a vacuum because it cannot be fairly compared to any other service. So you can get a loan for school, but you can't use that money for anything else. Because if they were to open it up and put the school, the education system, into the fair market of capitalism, it would fail. If I were to give you 100 grand and say, you can get a degree, or you can buy a crypto, or you can start your own business, or you can do anything you want with it. Who's gonna choose a degree?
No one, probably.
Nobody! So they say you can only get the money if you use it for education, which allows it to operate inside of a vacuum. Because it operates inside of a vacuum, it is one of the few things on the planet which is allowed to be non-competitive. It's not competitive against any other investment. Everyone knows that. But you can only get the money for that, so you can't get the money to invest in anything else, so you end up doing it, learning something that is outdated, slow to learn. There's more, it doubly inflates. There's more degrees every single year, meaning the value of a degree decreases. And the price goes up every single year. So it's worth less each year. It costs more year on year. There's no other industry where you can even get away with that. You get wrecked, except for the educational system.
That right there is mind-blowing. We've talked about this so many times, how a child could get a $100,000 student loan, and they have to use that loan money for school, but they can't go ahead and get a business loan for $10,000 to start a business. It's the most backwards thing. You get a $100,000 loan to go to school for 4 years, to get a degree that you probably never going to end up using in the long run, right? Because you can't get a job unless you have experience, and you can't have experience unless you have a job. So like he said, the whole vacuum concept, that's actually making a lot of sense. So as crazy as people think this guy is, or the new Alex Jones, actually he was just on an Alex Jones podcast recently as well, but this guy does have some validity to some things that he's saying.
Now my school's competitive. My school does not operate inside of a vacuum. It's $49 a month for Hustlers University, and we teach 18 modern wealth creation methods. We teach 18 different ways to make money. In the modern world, which is very different from the old world, which is a key point, because people always say, well, my parents told me. Your parents lived in a different fucking world. Your parents bought a house for $60,000, and now it's worth $500,000. So of course they're telling you to save up, buy a house. How are you gonna buy a house for $500,000? You're working at Starbucks, G. It ain't gonna happen, right? So all your parents' advice is outdated and it's bullshit. So all the old advice is bullshit. Saving money is bullshit. Inflation's like 10%. Save. You gotta get rid of your money. Fuck saving. You gotta fucking spend it. So everything they tell you is wrong and old. So it's all modern wealth creation, 18 different modern wealth creation methods. It's $49 a month. And you can spend that $49 on anything you want. You don't have to join my school. You can go buy lunch if you want. So I'm competing against the entire world, right? You can invest that in anything. And people are still choosing my school. That shows it has a genuine value.
So he's talking about the Hustle University, which is his online school where he teaches his knowledge, or I'm assuming other people within his organization also share their knowledge as well, which is a great concept. I believe in that as well, where if you feel like you have something of value to give the society, by all means, create a course, create a membership platform where you can start to sell your knowledge. That's one of the most lucrative opportunities out in our society right now, is you being able to sell your knowledge. And so the fact that he has this Hustle University and it's $49 a month is actually not a bad idea. Now, I don't belong to his university. I'm not enrolled in it yet. I may check it out and see what it has to offer, but I've heard of other people doing the same thing, and they make a really good living doing it. Now, I'm not saying he's doing this for the money, because he probably has plenty of money, but he may have, I don't know, but he may have an intention on wanting to give back and wanting to allow people to level up in life, which, if that's the case, then that makes me kind of like the guy a little bit more than originally I did in the beginning, or thought I would in the beginning.
Now, I've been accused of a bunch of shit. There is an affiliate system. You can make money with affiliates. That is a system that does exist inside. That's one of the 18 ways. You don't have to just affiliate for HU. You can affiliate for Amazon product.
All right, so about the affiliate program, Graham Stephan, another YouTuber, kind of did an expose video about Andrew Tate, talking about this affiliate program, or it looks like whether he called it a MLM or an affiliate program. There's plenty of legit things out there that you can be an affiliate for. You can be affiliate for Starbucks. You can be affiliate for Walmart. You can be affiliate for Amazon. This is just one of the ways, he said, that within his program that people can make money. So how that works is you are an affiliate for the course. If somebody signs up through your link, you get a small percentage of that monthly reoccurring subscription. Lots of different companies do that. I don't see anything wrong with that, but there will be some people out there that will think it's a scam. Me, not necessarily. Here's another clip from the podcast Standout TV, where Andrew Tate goes and talks about his war room. He starts to talk about how he doesn't want women to be a part of it at all. So this is where it gets a little dicey for some of my viewers. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Andrew, what's the war room?
The War Room is an organization I run. for individuals who are trying to escape the matrix.
Like, so can women join it?
Women love the matrix.
So what's your matrix?
No, the matrix.
Explain it. I don't understand.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
So we're living inside of a simulation, right? We're all slaves on some level. And I have an organization which helps people achieve the independence from the systems which are designed to constrain us.
So I can join it?
No, women love control. Women love control and women love systemization.
But so do you.
I love control? Yeah. What aspects of my life do I enjoy having controlled?
Well, the way I've been analysing this date.
Okay, analyze it, yeah, go on.
No, it's just
I'm interested.
No, I'm just saying it's a very power dynamic control thing.
I like having sovereignty. I like having control of my own life. I don't like anyone having control over me. And that's what the Matrix does. Whereas females, I don't think, have that same mindset towards the world. I don't think women wake up and realize that they live inside of a large penal colony and need to find a way to escape. I don't think they do that.
Yeah, we do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What enslaves humanity?
There's a lot of people that are very conscious to life and situations and stuff. So I feel like it's very small-minded for you to just think that women can't join your matrix.
Well, it's not small-minded because it's mine. So firstly, I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
Okay.
And secondly, I think that my organization runs best without female participants. And it's not saying that the female in and of herself will be a bad person or an unworthy participant. I just think the organization is better if it's purely male. For the same reason you don't have women on the front line. Like when it's all men, you focus on the task. When there's a chick around, there's some showing off, there's some trying to impress the chick. It just dilutes the efficiency.
And lastly, here's a clip from the Fresh and Fit podcast where Andrew Tate supposedly is a Christian, goes to the Christian church, donates $20,000 a month to the Christian church in Romania where he lives. He's talking about Islam and how Islam is the fix for everything.
If you have a problem with feminism, Islam will fix it. If you have a problem with your wife not obeying you, Islam will fix it. Islam fixes a lot of the problems that men are currently facing. Yeah. The problems we're discussing on this show, Islam fixes all of them, right? That's the first thing about Islam. And I'm not a Muslim, right? If I had to choose a religion, I would, because I live in an Orthodox Christian country, I go to the Orthodox Christian church. I donate $20,000 a month to the church in the country I live in. The church in Romania is very powerful, and I like having church friends. So I give them a lot of money, right? So I would guess I'm an Orthodox Christian. But if I had to bet on one religion as if I were betting on the stock market for the future, you have to bet on Islam. Because Muslims are intolerant. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. Because if you're tolerant of everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
Facts. Christians are so tolerant now. You don't believe it. They have gay pastors that I'm not even anti-gay, but if the book says don't have, like, what the fuck? What do you believe in now? If you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. I can walk through London with a T-shirt saying Jesus is gay, and nothing will happen to me. If I did the same thing with the Islamic prophet, I'd be dead before I got to the end of the street.
Boom.
That's how much they believe and respect, and I respect people who stick up for what they believe in. Yeah. It's not even about me believing in it. I respect them because they believe and they will defend. Muslims are the only people who will defend their religion. They will defend their beliefs. They refuse to be mocked. They refuse to be insulted. And I respect that about them. I respect that. That's an amazing thing about them, right? And the third point is, and I've been all around the world, some of the best countries in the world today are the first world Muslim nations. Yeah. Qatar, you can go to Qatar, you can fall asleep with $1 million on your lap in the middle of the street. Nothing's going to happen to you.
Saudi Arabia as well.
You can go to Saudi, nothing will happen to you. You can go to Dubai, UAE, nothing's going to happen to you.
They leave their cars parked with the keys inside.
It's so safe.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It's so safe. Women, everyone's married. Every woman obeys her husband. Every single woman has 4, 5, 6 kids. Big families. All the things we're talking about, all the problems we have here, right? They've got none of that. None of it. Because of Islam. Islam keeps society in the role where women obey their man. Women have children. Women have big families. Women are exceptionally happy to do so. Society is functioning. Their population is growing because in most Western countries, the population is declining. Yep. Society starts at the smallest possible group. You have families, and families make a street, and that street makes a village, and that village makes a town, that town makes a city, and that city makes a country. So if it's broken at the very fundamental level, if its family level's broken, then it's broken the whole way up.
Yep.
And that's what's happened in the West. And the first world Islamic countries have none of those problems. So if you're going to talk about a belief system that fixes issues, you need to go to Islam.
Now, wow, that might have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but there is some validity to what he's saying. Not as far as Islam being the only way or whatever have you, but when he talks about the American church being complacent, being passive, being non-committal to its own commandments, that's something that I've personally seen as I was raised in ministry. I was a youth and young adult pastor for many years, coming out of the church, stepping back from the church, moving to a different state with my family, seeing things from a different perspective. I've seen the Christian church kind of be very passive and step back from things that they're supposed to be very confident and actually live for. Now, I've never been to the first world Islamic countries like they're talking about, but I have several friends that are Muslims, and they are very, very committed to their religion. They read the Quran, they know it as a young child, and sometimes I think to myself, why aren't Christians as committed as Muslims are? Now, this is not a debate on which religion is which and who to follow, but it is something to think about. If you're a Christian watching this, are you as committed as some of your Muslim friends? Are you following the lifestyle that the Bible has instructed you to live? Are you committed to Jesus the way that you should be as a Christian? So whether you love or you hate the guy, these few clips that we dove into and watched his worldview unfold really kind of gave you some insights on things that you need to start paying attention to. He talked about the New World Order and how now is the time to make money and make wealth. He talked about the government wanting to control you, the educational system being a complete scam. He gave his view on women, which are a little misogynistic in nature. And then he gave his views on religion, which are a little twisted, but have some solid points that he was making. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What did you take away from this reaction video? What were some of the things you agreed with versus some of the things you disagreed with? And while you're leaving a comment down there, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you did find value, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing to this YouTube channel as we try to produce new content on a weekly basis. I'm super excited about doing more reaction videos with some more well-known people, and I'm even more excited to hear your thoughts. As always, live loud, laugh louder, and learn to be a better you. We'll see you guys in the next video. God bless.